What's up, Scrubbers, Facebook friends, and fellow Earthers? I am Joe Rohn. I'm here to review Guardians of the Galaxy. That was weird. Why did I say it like that? If you're watching this video right now, and you have not yet seen Guardians of the Galaxy, you need to pause the video and go see Guardians of the Galaxy, instantly, now. I don't even care if it's if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, it is showing somewhere. Go see Guardians of the Galaxy, because I'll even give you a cool pose to pause it on. Just right now, just pause. Pause it. You back? You back? You saw it? You saw it? Oh my god! If you have not figured it out yet, it is that sound and emotion into a movie, because it's amazing. It's beaten Back to the Future. I never thought I'd say this, but on my favorite movie list, it is Back to the Future is bumped to number 2 because Guardians of the Galaxy is now filling number 1. It's I had given up on science fiction. I used to be the sci-fi guy. Okay, somebody trademark that right now. I used to be the sci-fi guy, but just in the past few years here, sci-fi has just been ruled by Star Wars and your Star Treks and whatever copies of your Star Wars / Star Treks was currently roaming. So I just was getting so bored of sci-fi, and I had just given up on anything sci-fi related. I thought I was fine. I thought I was just a fantasy guy. I was just getting into your Skyrims and your Lord of the Rings. That is all that's good in the world anymore. Because sci-fi, I was done with it. And then I heard that this Guardians of the Galaxy movie was coming around. So I'm like, oh, this is sci-fi. This looks interesting. I guess I'll check it out. I bought the comic and I was like, okay, let's check it out. And I was just blown away by how original and how fresh and just amazing how different it was from other sci-fis. It made me fall in love with sci-fi all again, and I just could not wait for the movie to come out. And now that the movie has, I just was blown away because it is just like the comic in terms of how fresh and original and just fun it is. It just fills this empty niche of just fun new sci-fi that needed to happen, and it filled it so well. I Star-Lord, played by Chris Pratt. He nails Star-Lord. Star-Lord is just this funny kind of cocky dude. He's stuck in the 80s because that was when he was abducted into space, was when he was a kid in the 80s. So now he's just kind of flying around space in a kid's dream as a space adventurer. You got Gamora, played by the chick from Star Trek. Gamora was one of my favorite characters in the comic, and I was worried that wouldn't be able to nail her because she's just such an independent woman character and just so badass. But she does, and she just plays Gamora so great. Got Rocket Raccoon and Groot voiced by Bradley Cooper and Vin Diesel, which holy crap, I've never seen that great of voice acting. Rocket, Bradley Cooper did a great job as Rocket. Rocket's just an evil little ball of crazy, and he just nails him with just the crazy banter that he gets with Star-Lord and just his relationship with Groot, which is just oh my god, these two need a TV series, just Rocket and Groot, because those two ran the show. They steal the show in every single scene, and they're not even actual actors. They're computer animated thing, but every single time either of those two are on the screen, they just steal it. Groot doesn't even say any actual line. All he says is, "I am Groot," and that's it. And Vin Diesel's able to bring out emotions with just those 3 words. And I'm like, it's amazing. And then you get Drax the Destroyer, which this is the one character that they actually take some liberties on. Because Drax the Destroyer is played by Dave Bautista. I'm not really a wrestling guy, but I know he's a wrestler, mostly from Stephen Young and Cy Krenz, who shout out to them for explaining who Dave Bautista is, or else I would have no clue what to expect from this guy. Drax is the most dull character out of all the characters in the source. And so to have him sort of just kind of exist and kind of keep his badass oh, there's I'm Drax, my kids and wife are dead. And just he would just party poop all over that party. Instead of having him be the badass character that just kind of just sits around and drums all the time, they make him sort of oblivious to everybody else. In terms of there's this whole where they explain that he just doesn't get metaphors. and it makes him one of the funniest characters in the thing, and for some of the funniest moments. And Batista pulls it off. When Batista first started performing, I was a little like, the acting is a little weird. But then I realized the acting is weird because he's not acting as Drax, he's acting as this new Drax. And it just adds so much to the movie. The choreography of the fighting was just so like spot on. Like you cannot like contain all the like twists and turns that these guys make. And like that's another thing Batista did well on. Batista, the wrestler, added so much to Drax just with his experience of fighting like that, because he was able to pull off moves like that I didn't even know were possible. I've never seen a team-up movie this great. Yes, even against that one. This team-up movie is better than that team-up movie. I'm not even kidding. And leave it to James Gunn, who made the video game Lollipop Chainsaw Massacre, to take a comic book about a bunch of space-traveling douchebags and make it a huge, crazy, fun, high-flying adventure. I mean, like, that is, like, talent. If I had to rate this movie out of 5 Groots, I would probably make it 5 Groots, because it's just see it for the 5 Groots, see it for the fresh new sci-fi. Like, I can officially say that I'm a sci-fi guy again, trademark pending. Well, that's a wrap. Let's just go see this movie, and I leave you with this week's deleted scene. Let's roll it. I don't even think you could consider them superheroes, because they're just all like, one guy puts it in the trailer even, they're a bunch of a-holes. They are just buttholes that are just have to deal with each other. Wow, that was an image I didn't want. Subscribe.